Everybody, mine's Mike, and I'm just going to do a quick walkthrough of my base as it is now. So I'm doing a just kind of a vanilla playthrough right now. I'm using a 10K generated map using a nitrogen and a Compo Pack 47, and I am currently on day 45. And I just been kind of working on my base here, just kind of doing some different things. So this was my original killing corridor. Originally, I just had concrete. Blocks out here. I didn't have the door, but once I decided to build my secondary ones, I went ahead and knocked that out and put in these vault doors. So what these vault doors allow you to do is to turn on and turn off a particular corridor. So with these two doors drop down, the zombies won't path that way, and they will path towards the one that is closed, like this one. If anything happened to any of the corridors where a demo blows up or whatever, I can just go ahead and close the door over on one of these other ones, and they'll start pathing over there, assuming that the pathing over here got destroyed. Once I get to demo level, which is level 1, game stage 150, I will have gone ahead and filled in these empty gaps here, and all these faces will have been upgraded up to forged steel. So I decided to, this is kind of my normal one. I usually do this on everything. Just the straight path with a little T intersection on the end. But I decided to kind of mix it up a little bit. And again, I also usually do 4 out, 1 down, 4 out, and 1 down. And that kind of extends this out a good ways. So I can see, if a cop comes up here, he's going to be, hopping up here, and I still have a chance to see him and able to hit him beforehand. This one, because I had such a huge downslope, I didn't want this thing to go on forever. I did a 3 out and 1 down, 3 out and 1 down, and I zigzagged it to make them even more spread out. So this makes it more difficult. Anytime they have to jump and there's a turn, there's always a chance for them to go ahead and stumble off. So this really kind of breaks up the groups and spreads them out really thin, and it gives me a better chance to get prepared for whatever's coming my way. So with this door up, they'll be able to hop on up here, and I'll fight them usually with melee weapons. The only problem with this one is that because it's the 3 out and 1 down, I don't have as good of a view all the way down as I used to have. So I went ahead and on my third corridor, I went back to my 4 out and 1 down, and then also did the zigzagging thingy. And I kind of started bringing it out towards this side. And I might actually bring this out even further to give me even a better, longer view from up there on who is approaching. But again, this is the same sort of setup where we have turns where they hop. So there's a better chance of them stumbling off and kind of slowing them down and spreading them out even more. I did a little bit different on the face. It's kind of funky looking, but the only thing that I really need is these ones right here. This prevents them from stacking up on top of each other and getting them a chance to, to get up above me and work on me from above. On the inside of the base, this is kind of my standard one. I usually do a 5x5 tower, and it's going to be wood and cobblestone and whatnot when I'm first starting out. And I'll be living down here. I'll have my forge and a workbench and my campfire and whatnot down here. And usually by that stage, I'll have gotten my killing corridor down, at least my very first killing corridor, and I'll start building my crafting base. This is a slightly different one than I normally do. That's the first time I've kind of done these stilt kind of setups. It looks kind of groovy. Looks like an AT-AT Star Wars Walker type thingy. It works. It's different. I was trying to do a kind of one of those infinity pools down here, where you have the pool where you have the glass and it just sort of looks off forever. But as you know, the water mechanics in this game just don't seem to work very well. I kept, I had the buckets, and I was trying to dump stuff in here. I could only get one bucket to dump in here. The other one wouldn't do anything, and it would just kind of splash around. And I even had some leak out there, even though I had a fairly solid wall right here. So yeah, until they get the water mechanics done, I'm gonna not do that anymore. I may just go ahead and fill this in and just make it just a flat patio. So in the main part of the building here, this is how I get in. We got the 2 block gap, so they won't be able to jump up here. And I always drop that down as well, just for a little added security. Here is the killing corridor central with my 3 different corridors off of each side here. And again, I can turn these on and off simply by dropping the hatches down here, and they'll only path towards one of them. When I switch over, what I want to do, I found this out the hard way, is that I want to, if I wanted to switch over to this one, say for example, before I drop that down, I want to lift this one up first. So there is now a new path, and then drop this down. If I drop this down first, they're going to start attacking the base. Now the base is actually very solid, but again, for the pathing, I want them to have a new path to come to before I close off the other one. Down here where I was living, I've gone ahead and filled this all in. So all the way down, there are 2 layers of reinforced concrete between here and the outside. And this is where I do my shaft down for the mine, where I start getting my rock and whatnot. And again, I have a 2 block gap here for the ladder. So even if they decide to punch their way through here to try to get to me, they won't path up they might come up here, but they're just going to kind of get stuck here because they don't jump up this. And of course I'll have an iron hatch down here, a vault hatch right there, just in case. But this place is pretty secure as it is. So again, if everything goes horrible and all of my killing corridors get broken down so they can't get up here anymore, they're going to start pounding on the base. They got a lot of concrete, so all these two layers of concrete, they're going to have to pound their way through to try to get to me. So it's very solid. Up here on the roof, I got myself a little garden. I mostly just grow the corn, potatoes, and coffee. Those are kind of my staples. And I've got a couple of auto turrets here, one over here and one in the corner. These are to protect obviously the rooftop. This one over here is more to protect my garden, because I found out that the spitting vultures can destroy your garden. So it may be a little bit far away. I may have to go ahead and move that a little bit closer to get better protection. This one does a fairly decent job. I may actually move it maybe in the center here just to give a little bit better coverage of where I'm fighting, because this is where the vultures are going to be focusing. But again, it's all concrete, so I don't have to worry about them really getting through there. So over here in the crafting area, I try to keep it simple. I generally just do at the maximum 2 workstations, 2 chemistry stations, 3 forges, one for your steel and iron stuff, one for your brass and lead, and another one for making cement. And this is where I store all the stuff that's going into the forge as it's coming in. This is kind of my building chest, where I keep all my rocks and stone and anything that's related to the construction of the place, and usually just 2 cement mixers for making sand and your concrete mix. And my little kitchen here, I got my refrigerator for my food or my drinks and medicine. I probably need to make myself another chest just for the medicine. I'll probably just take this candle out and put something up there. And down here is where I keep all of my food, and of course my fireplace for making the food. And I went ahead and bought myself a little water cooler to keep all my drinkables right there. And this is my usual crafting stuff here, parts and mods over here. I probably need to split this up. I've got a bunch of extra tools that I can scrap down and sell, and then stuff that I'm going to sell. And I keep my money in my sugar butts, anything that I'm going to sell over here. And this is kind of my keeper stuff. I need to take that off the sign there. Stuff I'm just holding on to just in case I got my old mini bike and bicycle there, repair kits, extra gas, and any kind of other. I keep my crossbow bolts, which is my primary stealth weapon right now. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. It works really well. I keep my mushrooms inside, so when these have matured, I know it's time to harvest all of them at the same time. Over here, I keep all of my ammunition down here, and then I just kind of have crates here and there. This is kind of my standard loadout for Horde Night, and then these are just all the extra weapons I've got. And this was over here when I just had the one killing corridor here. It's empty now, so I'll probably just wipe that out. I keep my generator and a battery bank down here, with a switch to turn everything on and off from inside here. What I'll probably end up doing is maintain a supply of, it's probably what I use it here, a supply of, cement and iron and things that I'll need for repair, some extra food, some extra first aid supplies and stuff like that. That way I don't have to pop out to grab it. They're still going to continue pathing up the corridors. They won't try to come up here at all. Again, we have the 2 gap there, and with the hatch down, it's not going to, they're not going to want to come up here. So I can spend as much time over here grabbing what I have. They're going to be out here pounding on the walls. And these things work really well. The only thing that really gets damaged is this front arrow slit. That's where they're pounding the most. You'll get a couple of nicks here and there. Now, when demos and whatnot start coming, this will all be up to forged steel. These are already, well, that one isn't. These ones are already up to, I guess this one isn't either. I think I only did it on this one over here. Double reinforced. So they'll have 21,000 hit points. And with all of this double layer reinforced steel, I've done experiments where I just set a demo right here and backed into the corner, and I'm enough space away where I'm out of the blast radius if he explodes right there, and it takes 5 demos to explode on this door if it's double reinforced before that door is gone. So it's super solid, and nothing in here usually gets hurt at all. Same thing as far as the bottom of the base. That'll all be double reinforced as far as I can. Obviously I can't do these the corners that are back in here up to steel, but all the ones that are perpendicular I can get, and all the ones on the outside will also be to reinforced steel as well. And for whatever reason I can't get out now. Oh, this thing is here, that's why. Uh-oh, I may have to rethink that I put this storage hatch here in order to do this, but there we go, we can still get out. All right, it's not the end of the world. I may have to move that maybe over here or some other place, just so it's not, because I have half blocks down here for the rest of this. Yeah, that might be an issue, but otherwise, yeah, that is my little base here. It's become very reliable. Again, once I start seeing the demos, all of these gaps are going to get filled in as well, just in case they blow up here. They might take out a piece there, but the blocks underneath will still be there, so they should be able to hop and whatnot. But having the 3 different corridors gives you a lot of redundancy. If it starts getting really bad, if they start blowing up down here, they're going to start taking out a lot of soil. Maybe eventually I'll go ahead and take this all the soil down to level and just put some reinforced concrete on the ground level as well, just to give that little extra security. But otherwise it's super solid. I've not had any problems at all. And this has just been taken up to cobblestone. It's kind of outside the blast radius of anything. I might get some spit and stuff like that, but it's easy to repair. So it works really well. So I hope you enjoyed this and gives you some ideas on kind of how to do your own bases. Again, this is just new variations on the killing corridors. I decided to kind of do this zigzaggy thing just to give more chances for them to stumble off and have to repath back up again. And it worked really well. The last Horde night, I just had these 2 here, and I was just switching back and forth. This one over here, it was going really slow, so you're not going to get as many kills for a Horde night, because they're not going to be spawning in a new batch until a certain amount of them have been killed already. This one is definitely faster because there's really only a couple of chances where they're going to stumble off. It's usually just right here. They will stumble jumping up onto this one, but they're just going to be going over here on this side, and they'll have to turn around and go back up again. Otherwise it's a lot faster. It is a lot busier because you're going to have more of them coming out there. These ones, they get spaced out really nicely. I haven't had a chance to test this one yet, except for a wolf that decided to come by, and it took him quite a while to work his way up after stumbling off of the edges a couple of times. So yeah, that's my my new base. Hope you guys enjoyed, and hope to see you again soon. Take care.